Good morning and thank you for joining us on a Monday edition of TVC Breakfast. I'm Veronica Dan Ikoy, and this morning I am here with Kemi Foladiemo. Kemi, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
It's good to see you. We have an array of issues we will be looking at this morning. I will be looking at the matter of the minister's retreat that will be rounding off today. And then we'll also be looking into INEC's preparation towards the off-cycle elections coming up on Saturday. And then we're also looking at some other issues with regards to the Naira regaining or rebounding against the dollar, and that is where we will begin this morning. Now, efforts by the federal government to support the Naira are yielding results following clearing of backlog of dollar obligations amounting to $7 billion by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Now, the value of the Naira against the dollar rose sharply as it exchanged below 1,000 in the parallel market. This is the first time in more than a month that the Naira would gain remarkable strength since it exchanged above 1,000 Naira. From 1,150 in the parallel market, the Naira exchanged for 950 to a dollar, gaining over 200. Now, even at the importers and exporters window, it has been reported that Naira went for about over 700 Naira to a dollar. And this is coming as great news for a majority of persons. And even the Bureau, the change operators of Nigeria have even begun to speak this time around. They are beaming their searchlight on speculators, telling them that this is not the time to speculate because of the double-edged sword method being, put in place by the CBN to addressing this matter of the Naira, the value of the Naira, Kemi.
Right, it's a good development, and it is expected that Nigerians will continue to experience a downward and a stronger Naira, which is the end game, which is the target especially. And like you said, the approach of the central bank is also receiving kudos, especially by the BDCs, who are also asking that the CBN should also bring them in, should also, utilize their services more to ensure that the Naira is mopped up, to ensure that there is abundant dollar in, for circulation, and above all, that the Naira is also strengthened. And from what we have seen so far, the aviation sector, because, there were many claims amounting to billions of dollars, from operators of airlines. And, that also appears to be one of the major drive of the Central Bank of Nigeria, making sure that those claims are cleared out, those backlogs of, needed dollars are cleared and, given to those who truly need them. So that was Friday, the 950 Naira to the dollar that was on record as of Friday. This is Monday. We hope that as the week begins and, we will get to hear more and more positive news regarding the standard or the state of the Naira.
Absolutely. We can only hope that, because the question on the minds of some Nigerians is how long will the government continue to inject dollar as we see now, because dollar liquidity injection is one of the efforts being put in place by the government. How much influence are we getting that we would sustain this effort to defending the Naira as it is against the dollar? Because if after now, what next? What happens? Are we going to have some stability in the system? How long is the government looking to continue to defend the Naira and all of it? Because there's also the aspect of some persons saying we do not know what happens. What if the dollar begins to pick up again and the Naira goes the downward trend? So there's still this, this semblance of people not being confident with regards to what the government is doing. They are neither here nor there. They're just still sitting on the fence to know what steps to take next. And so that is why perhaps we are still seeing people selling at a particular price. They are yet to drop prices, because that's another complaint that people are having. Oh, we have seen the Naira against the dollar. There's a sharp drop in this. Why are we not seeing a sharp drop in prices? But then again, those who are in business will tell you, as at the time we bought these goods, it was at this price. How do we begin to ensure that we get some balance at the end of the day? But we hope that this effort being put by the government would achieve something that will affect the average Nigerian at the end of the day. That is what we are looking forward to, because, well, December is here. Already people have begun to prepare. And so we'll wait to see how far Naira will drop, or the dollar will drop as against the Naira.
It is indeed a very valid point, and people are already speculating as to what Christmas will be, but it's the expectation that we will all have things to smile about in terms of price of commodities. But I think I would rather perhaps want to side with analysts who have called for more sanity in the system, because the kind of regulation, the manner of regulation by CBN had also, according to them, made it prone for people to speculate unduly, people to hoard dollars, people hoarding dollars. But now that we are seeing it's best that, all these scarce commodities, let them circulate more freely. And when they circulate more freely, the Naira will continue to be strengthened, and, as against, the undue value that we have for Forex. And yes, essential commodities, not even luxury items. Even the things homegrown, everybody is talking about the status of the dollar rate, even the things that you can easily get in Nigeria. So yes, eventually the common man of the street is only particular about the prices of essential commodities, how these things will be more affordable and more accessible for everyone. So we hope that it may not be in the short run, but eventually the economy will be strengthened, and, we can all have, the country we desire.
Absolutely. And for the speculators, well, the BDCs have advised them that it's a risk to speculate at this time.
Absolutely.
As, like you mentioned earlier, it's also a risk to hoard. But how government can get these people, gets its grip over the speculators is left to be seen, because this is not the first time that we're seeing this kind of intervention by the Central Bank of Nigeria to addressing the matter of speculators and also strengthening the Naira. And then we still saw what happened at the end of the day. If government can rein in and manage the activities of these people, yes, we are seeing the government come up with one policy or the other just to dissuade these persons, but they still seem to find their way, one way or the other, to just come speculate and just disrupt the system. I don't know what government can do at this point, if it is possible to identify these persons, because that's one question that we have seen analysts talk about. How is it that government have not been able to identify these persons, reining on them, get a grip of them, and bring them to book, so to speak, because their activities is not helping the government at all?
Well, the CBN has also spoken about, under the new leadership, had spoken about, enshrining the rule of law and making sure that the CBN Act, largely governs its operations, as well as the issue of consistency, because, that has also been one of the knocks that CBN, the past leaderships, especially the last leadership, has been, enduring or suffering. The issue of, inconsistent policies, non-articulation of policies. There is also the need for you to carry everybody along, all stakeholders, especially in this very thorny issue of, the fragility of the Naira. So, it's good. So far we are beginning to see some fruits, some rewards, and then we hope that CBN can be able to sustain these policies.